Have you been dying to get your hands on a pair of these super cute barrel jeans? Well, today I'm going to show you how to make them yourself. You're going to need 2 pairs of jeans, and first thing we'll do is open up the side seam on one of them. I also opened up the waistband a little bit. Once that's open, you're going to go over to your other pair and mark out one big triangle. You know I love a leftover bar of soap as my marking tool, but any sort of marking tool will work just fine. The base pair that I'm using is a little bit small for me, so I'm making the top of my triangle 2 inches wide, but if the pair of jeans that you're using already fits great, then you would just zero it out on the top of the triangle. I'm really liking how my inspiration photos are somewhat tailored, so I've decided to patch up the holes on my base pair. Normally I would just throw some big old patches on, but I really like this look where it's a little bit more hidden, and I did this all by hand. Now go ahead and cut your other panel if you haven't already done so. When you're choosing the pants to use for the panels, definitely lean on a baggier pair, because if they're too skinny, you're not gonna have enough fabric to work with. Now we're coming up on what I think is the hardest part of making these jeans, and that is the dart. When I say it's difficult, I just mean that I'm super indecisive, so you might have an easier process with this. This was one that I did, but I ended up going with about 3/4 of an inch at the base. This dart is on the panel, unlike my inspiration photos. I also added a dart on the back panel, which I wasn't really loving. On the previous pair of barrel jeans that I made, I didn't do a dart on the back. I only did it on the front panel. This is one of the iterations, not really loving it. Definitely want that hem to be lining up a bit more. Oh, and the elephant in the room is we did a 2-inch wide panel at the top, which means that the waistband is fitting all sorts of strange. It was a bit too tight anyways. So I decided to cut off a little piece of the waistband from my panel pants and just patch that right on, and it looked so cute. I'm normally so lazy when it comes to hemming pants, but I was convinced that these needed to have an original hem, so I'm using a tutorial that I found here on TikTok as my guide. I will link the creator on here, and guys, original hem, so easy, looks so good. This is how they're looking so far, and this is the final result. Oh my god, I'm super pleased with how these turned out. I do think that I want to add some more patches to them just to give them like a little bit more dimension. Still not totally sure about that back dart. I didn't even get into how I accidentally cut off a piece of my panel.